Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DBF Football. And on today's episode, I will be continuing my favorite picks for wide receivers now. Let's just get into it. At number 1, we're going to do 1 through 15 because the further on it goes, just like quarterbacks and running backs, to 15, it gets more and more different. So at number 1, I don't have Michael Thomas because I don't think number 1s ever produce back-to-back number 1 seasons. So I have Julio Jones. The offense is just going to be incredible. I am so excited to see Julio this year. I don't think Julio can be double covered at all with Calvin Ridley stepping up one more time. Austin Hooper coming into town. Todd Gurley coming into town. I'm just so excited. I think Julio is an extremely safe bet to be top 5 because, he has 6 top 8 finishes in standard and PPR in a row. So draft him with extreme confidence because the 31-year-old, he doesn't have that many years left at the top. ESPN has him at number 3 with an ADP of the early second round. So pretty solid. And at number 2, I have Michael Thomas. And again, I'm just a guy that doesn't believe first place finishes are repeatable because he had an NFL record for catches and 185 targets. So that goes down. That has to go down. It is one of the safest bets at the receiver position. 4 top 10 finishes in standard and PPR with only 1 missed game. So that is definitely a blessing. ESPN has him ranked at number 1 and his ADP is in the late first. So I'd rather take a running back with a late first and then pick Julio up in the second round. But that's just me. And at number 3, I have DeAndre Hopkins. He would be a little bit higher, but he's in that new situation in Arizona, and I'm scared of Arizona, but I do believe Kyler Murray is a very talented quarterback, and I think DeAndre Hopkins will be able to produce because he's a very talented weapon. Leaving a great mobile quarterback in Deshaun Watson to join another one. So it definitely should be interesting to see just what kind of dynamic they have. Hop is extremely talented, but there are a lot of mouths to feed. 2 games against Jalen Ramsey is exciting to think about as well. So that's very exciting to me. I love watching 2 amazing players go head-to-head. And ESPN has him ranked at number 2, and his ADP is a late first rounder. And at number 4, I have Tyreek Hill. The speedster is a part of the Chiefs' offense without his injury. So just from week 6 through 17, he was ranked number 4. Now this guy is an extreme boom-bust type of player because there will be certain games where he might as well just be a wide receiver 3 on your team. Then there are other games where he would score 20 points. He scored less than 8 points 5 times. But he also had 4 games of more than 18 points in a standard league. So he definitely is a type of guy that could win a week for you, but he could also lose a week for you. So you just have to understand where you're sitting at. If you get a nice little stable wide receiver that gets tons of targets, you can pair him up with Tyreek Hill, and I'm sure that will be amazing for you. The next receiver I would like to talk about is Chris Godwin. Now, this guy is a very talented player, again, and he is on a great offense. You're kind of seeing a trend now. He came in second in fantasy points for wide receivers in PPR and in standard. I see him stepping back just a little bit, but I do think that he will be Tom Brady's favorite target because he can play any position and he can run all the routes. Now, Tom Brady's not going to force it in like Jameis Winston would, but I still think that he's going to have plenty of fantasy value this year, and the top 5 finish could be on the horizon. I really do believe that. ESPN ranks him at number 6, and he has a second-round ADP, so pretty solid player. At number 6, we have A.J. Brown. Now, this guy, I'm going to be honest, I am completely in love with this dude. Mostly because of the talent surrounding him. Mostly Derrick Henry. Because Derrick Henry is going to see stack boxes almost every single play. So A.J. Brown and Ryan Tannehill don't really have to be that incredible to beat a stacked box. Whenever Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback, week 7 through 17, the guy was 3rd in standard scoring and 6th in PPR. So definitely he's a beast in standard, but in PPR it's kind of tough. But I think the stack of A.J. Brown and Ryan Tannehill could be incredible if Derrick Henry can be a beast just like last year. ESPN has him ranked at 17 with a 4th round ADP, and I think this guy could just explode. He's a breakout. And at number 7, I have Davante Adams. Now, I know that a lot of people have clicked off this video because I have A.J. Brown in front of Davante Adams, but Green Bay's offense has a limited window to be great. Aaron Jones' touchdowns are going to regress, and I hope a lot will go to Adams, but you never know. He scored at least 10 touchdowns from 2016 to 2018, and those went down to 5 last season. But he also missed 4 games, so that's kind of understandable. But his ADP is 2nd round, and sometimes I've even seen in some certain mocks that he's in the 1st round, so it's kind of scary. But those Packers just scare me to death. I don't know what is going on in there. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is about to be traded, cut. I don't know. I really don't know. It's just too weird of a situation for me to get excited about Davante Adams. And at number 8, I have Kenny Golladay. This guy scares me. His ADP is in the 2nd round, and he's ranked very high. So I would feel very uneasy if he was my number 1 receiver. 3rd in standard scoring last year, but the guy only averaged 7 targets a game. I want more volume from my number 1. Only 65 catches last season with 11 TDs. That is completely unsustainable. I don't think that happens again. 65 catches. Just try and stay away from Kenny Golladay. There's no way that I would get him because he's a 2nd round value for some reason. I just don't know. All right, at number 9, Amari Cooper. The offense is amazing, but there are a ton of mouths to feed. And I think he falls a bit from number 7. Amazing talent, but he is surrounded by talent as well. Another great season is coming, though, regardless. And at number 10, I have another wild card. And it's Devontae Parker. The guy everyone is sleeping on. I have been a fan of this guy since he came into the NFL out of Louisville. I have waited so many years. I've drafted him on the team every single year until finally this past year he broke out. Whenever Fitzmagic was the starting quarterback week 7 through 17, Devontae Parker was 2nd in fantasy points in standard and PPR. I think there's obviously regression there, but that offense is improving, and I expect the same when Tua gets there. I think he forces it downfield and gives it to Devontae Parker. The guy averaged 9 targets in that span, and I think he's a tremendous value in leagues because ESPN ranks him at 27th, and he's a 7th round pick. I mean, come on, he is a steal at that. And at number 11, I have a guy that was kind of rough last season, but it's Juju Smith-Schuster. The guy gets Big Ben back and an offense without the drama and the antics with Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. They're gone. I think he's a very talented player that is definitely a bounce back candidate. ESPN has him ranked at number 13. I have him ranked at number 11. I think he could do really well. And at number 12, I don't have Cooper Kupp, but I have the other Rams wide receiver, and that is Robert Woods. I like Woods and Kupp, and it's strictly reliability. They both had at least 135 targets last year, and 121 more are up for grabs. I believe his touchdown numbers increased from 2. I mean, if he caught 3 more touchdowns last season, he would be ranked number 11th in standard and number 8 in PPR. The guy is a beast. ESPN has him ranked at number 21 and his ADP's like in the 5th round. So definitely draft this guy. That is a steal. And at number 13, I have Allen Robinson. He is inconsistent at times, as he scored 7 or less in 6 weeks last season. 6 weeks, 7 or less. But that's, play calling by Nagy, and Mitch Trubisky's kind of up and down year. And at number 14, a guy that I'm very, very low on, is Mike Evans. The guy is a talent, but Tom scares me. Mike Evans is incredible on the deep ball. He thrives with Jameis Winston. But will Tom throw enough to sustain 2 top 10 wide receivers? I don't think so. I think Chris Godwin's the top 10 receiver, and Mike Evans, he dips. He goes down. ESPN has him ranked at number 7, and he's a late second-round pick. I just don't know if that's worth it. And finally, at number 15, I have Stephon Diggs. I love this guy, plain and simple. I loved him in Minnesota, and I thought he was criminally underutilized in Minnesota. Now he gets to a very, a pretty new, up-and-coming offense in the Bills, and I am sure there is a chip on his shoulder. John Brown was number 19 last season, and I think that Diggs is far more talented. ESPN has him ranked at number 29. I think that's a steal. And that will complete my list. At number 15, I have Stephon Diggs. 14, Mike Evans. 13, Allen Robinson. 12, Robert Woods. Number 11, Juju Smith-Schuster. Number 10, Devontae Parker. Number 9, Amari Cooper. Number 8, Kenny Golladay. Number 7, Devontae Adams. 6, A.J. Brown. 5, Chris Godwin. Number 4, Tyreek Hill. Number 3, DeAndre Hopkins. Number 2, Michael Thomas. And at number 1, I have Julio Jones. So thank you all so much for listening to this, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Have a great week.